Welcome to, excuse me, welcome to Mr. Giant Reacts and Ting and Ting and Ting. I'm Mr. Giant, y'all, and today we're going to be watching what British people think about British people. You always wonder, what do the people of the country think of the people of that specific country? You know what I mean? I wonder what Grenadians think of Grenadians. I know they think they're awesome. So let's see. What British people think of British people. Let's YouTube and Simmer.
Hello, welcome to Easy English. Today, I want to know what Brits think about Brits.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
What do Brits think about Brits?
I'm actually not too sure.
No?
I'm really not too sure.
What do you think about other British people?
I'm kind of proud of them,
Yeah?
and I feel part of them,
Okay.
but I'm aware that there's obviously many Brits that, I don't know, probably, you've got bad ones, you've got good ones.
And what is it about, what are you kind of proud of? Is it about their nature, about how we sort of generally behave, or our history, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think generally we're quite a funny nation,
Yeah, okay.
good sense of humour. We've lived abroad in different countries.
Whereabouts have you lived? If I can
Lived
ask?
in Germany, Holland, America,
Wow, okay.
Wow.
and we always missed it, that's for sure.
The humour.
I mean, well, we miss home, and we miss the people as well. But
I think the
obviously
humour is unique, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Right. Well, I think we're such an insular country, with the Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and England.
Yeah.
And I just think we all think we're rather marvellous because of the Industrial Revolution. For a start, we started all that off, and we were well ahead at that point. I do think we have an inflated view of being English. Some people just think it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Not looking at all the other cultures, all the other countries.
True.
I do think we've got it out of sync, really, for sure.
You know the British people, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think about them?
I think they're like posh.
Posh.
Yeah.
Posh?
And
Ooh.
most of them.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Are you posh?
not really.
Okay.
I go to school in New Haven.
Posh.
Not really.
No.
Okay. This video was sponsored by italki, the site that allows you to.
What do I think of British people? I'll be honest with you. Most of the British people I've met are like really polite. I actually went to school with one of the only British people that's in the school. God, what was his name? Was it Ian? Last name I think was Best. And he sat right next to me, you know what I mean? And then I have a really good a friend here, a co-worker, Mr. Marriott. Really nice guy. We talk cricket and stuff all the time. We think they're so sophisticated. I have to admit, in the Caribbean, because of the accent and stuff, that proper way of speaking. Of course, we don't know that. Growing up, we didn't know there was probably different dialects in England, or different way of speaking English there. All we got were like the proper ones, the tourists and stuff, kind of like Americans. We get the rich ones. So I was kind of taken aback by seeing not so rich Americans. Even though I knew they were there, but it just was like, whoa, wait a minute, no. But yep, we think that they're sophisticated because of the way they speak. Some people might think that they're kind of aloof and think that they're better than others. But then again, I don't think anybody's better than me, so that doesn't affect me at all. I think we all one people, But generally, what the kids said, posh, and even the Americans, when they think of British people, they think of posh. And I'll give you an example. My ex used to say, you're so British because of the way I speak and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I tend to, I don't know, and it seems like a lot of people think because in here, they tell me I sound kind of British because of my accent, which I don't really. I sound Caribbean. They seem to think that I'm educated, which I am, but that doesn't mean anything because there's educated people all over the world. But because I speak the way I speak, people look at me different, and they think, and a lot of them, for some reason, they don't know where Grenada is, but they figure it's a British colony at one point. So but the kid put it the best way, posh.
To find online language teachers for one-on-one tutoring. As a new user, you'll get $10 in italki credits after your first lesson if you register using the link go.italki.com/easy English. If you don't like reading complicated language books or listening to pre-recorded audio courses, then italki is for you. You'll get to practice your conversational skills under different real-world scenarios, as speaking with humans is the best and fastest way to learn a language. You can customize your lessons to cater for your language needs and interests, and the one-on-one lessons provide you with undivided attention with teachers at your preferred time, whether you're at home, at the airport, or at the local park. You have complete access. So head on over to italki and use the link go.italki.com/easy English to start your first lesson and get $10 in italki credits. What do you think about the Brits?
It's a very good question. I think it's a moving feast, right? I think it depends on which part of the country you go to. It depends on the people you meet and the stories they have to tell you. I think there's a country of stories. I think that we're all great storytellers in Britain, and part of being British to me is about that. It's about embracing these stories. It's about having humour with the stories and how you tell them. And it's about embracing how we're all entirely different and how we're all individual in our pursuits and our beliefs, our cultural heritage, our views on society, all these things. So to be British has changed an awful lot over the last 100 years or so. Of course it has, and it's been a great shift, I think, in acceptance. And hopefully things will stay the same. And of course, with the recent climate, with COVID, we've kind of pulled together, and we are a community, bigger and smaller. And I think that to me, it's about those things.
My opinion on Brits, I'd say, are not particularly that great. I know. I think that Brits have got a bit of a bad name for themselves, especially abroad, because they're quite lager louty.
Yeah.
Hey, comment down below. What does lager louty mean? I don't know what that means. Comment. Please tell me what that means.
And we're very self-conscious of ourselves, aren't we? Like you get most of Europe aren't as apologetic when they bump into each other. So I think we're really sensitive, and we're lager louts, and we're.
What that means?
I think we're a strange bunch, really.
And is this, is this your opinion, or is this what you think people think? Like, is this a generic view of Brits?
This is probably. Because what's the question? The question is what I actually think. No, what I
it doesn't
think.
have to be. It can be like, what do Brits as a group think of Brits as a group, or what is your sort of very specific opinion from all the British people you know?
We're individual. We're different from the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
Got our own little quirks.
Okay.
Like our home comforts.
Yeah.
And we're good fun.
Okay. I'm interested in the quirks.
Okay, me too.
What quirks kind of identify Brits to you?
Tea, Marmite.
Oh, okay.
Beer, full English breakfast.
Yeah.
Sunday roast.
Okay. Is there more? I'm thinking more like behavioural things that kind of that we can all say we have as Brits. It might be cliched, but
like superiority complex.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
yeah. Okay.
That's the second person to say that.
Why'd you say that?
I don't personally have it myself, but it's my observations.
Okay, but superior about what?
Well, like if you go abroad, you want stuff that you have at home when you're abroad.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm a bit different because I was born here, but my parents are from Sri Lanka, so I've always had another culture involved. So I've noticed it. Even in Sri Lanka, you can see the colonial influence, how it's made its mark, like the tea, the cake, the beer, G&T.
Yeah, we just demand our own.
or it's it's good, so it's rubbed off on other people, I guess. Two ways of looking at it.
What?
Okay, now, I don't know what GNT is. Please comment down below and tell me what GNT is. No, I don't know what it is. But he said that when the Brits travel, they wanted to be like home. But that's the way Americans are too, you know, because they want to travel and they want to have McDonald's and Arby's and all that type of food stuff there. They want the comforts of home when they travel. You know what I mean? Like for instance, like he said, me being an immigrant and him being the child of an immigrant, when we travel, we kind of look for different stuff, you know, because we know what different is. But you know, a lot of people, when they travel from a first world country, and let's say they go to a small island like mine, they kind of expect the comforts of home with extra. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's making sense to you, but you know, when I travel, I don't look for extra. I look for adventure, and I guess a lot of people look for adventure too. But you know, more so, that's what I look for. I don't expect to be comfortable. I expect to be not uncomfortable, but I expect to be in a different environment. You know what I mean? I don't want to, like, if I go out every Saturday night and drink here, I don't want to go to another country and go out there every Saturday night and drink, because going to a bar here is going to a bar there, and the culture might be different, but when it's boiled down to it, it's the same thing. So I would rather go out to the countryside and meet some people. What do they eat? You know, what kind of games do they play? You know, I'd like to learn stuff like that. So I think now when you come from a small country or a lesser developed country to a big country, you're looking for more. So you're not looking for home. You're not looking for the comforts of home. So you could look at it from that perspective also. Let's get back to this.
What do you think about British people?
We have a lot of banter and we don't take things seriously.
Okay, and can you define what is banter?
It's just where you joke about and you just take the piss out of each other.
We make fun of people because their hair or something.
Just like Nix. He's
I'm
ginger.
not ginger.
So this is banter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is what all British people can do, or what?
Some, because we have a few
Most
mates who will just sit there. We'll take the joke out of them and then they'll just sit there and cry for the next week.
So would you say that British people are sensitive?
Some.
Really,
Some
of them.
of them.
Most of us just banter all the time.
Yeah.
So what
Tease each other.
would you say you two are kind of guys that aren't sensitive but have this banterous kind of humour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all banter.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any banter for us right now? For each other, won't you?
He's ginger.
I'm not ginger.
Right, let's do it back.
His teeth are outside.
Fantastic. Right.
We're not social distancing, but his teeth are.
Wow.
British people just generally just joke about more normally. It's
Did
just
you
like
see it so often,
everyone
or it's on
jokes.
TV or something like that?
Well, it's like everyone has this like thing like British like people are all posh and all that, but like they're not really. It's just, like everyone just jokes about. Some people can take it, some don't. So it just depends on the person really.
And the posh thing, do you think this is like someone else's opinion that's not true, or?
Well, most like people from other countries think like English people like all posh and that, and they just drink tea for like on a daily basis. So
Okay,
yeah,
and
it's just,
is this not true? You don't drink tea?
I drink tea.
I drink tea too, homeboy.
Sort of specify a sort of typical British humour.
Self-deprecating.
Yes.
I think that's pretty obvious. Certainly the other nations that we lived in, they didn't quite get that kind of humour.
No, they
That
don't.
kind of sarcasm.
Banter.
The banter. They took everything literally where we don't.
Could you? Because banter's a kind of a word which.
It has different connotations, doesn't it?
How would you describe banter?
Well, you were in a football environment, weren't you?
Yeah.
So it was
It's
all
quite
through
hard.
football,
It's
wasn't
quite
it?
hard. It can be quite harsh. It can be seen as quite harsh, can't it?
Yeah.
Even between friends, you know, they could walk in a pub and the first thing you do is tell them how bad their jumper or shirt is, don't you?
See. Maybe it's the fact that we were from a British colony, but I have to think of it. It's got something to do with our African heritage on the island too. But yeah, a lot of people from here who wants to visit the island with me, I always tell them you cannot be too sensitive there. If you're too skinny, they gonna tease you. If you're overweight, they gonna tease you. That's just the way it is, you know. And people do that to each other there. We used to sit on the side of the road, you know, playing dominoes, you know, doing what we do. And everybody that goes by, we tease them. But they give it back. And it's never malicious. You know, like, I got bullied in school, but you could tell the difference between bullying and bantering. You know what I'm saying and thing? Because we banter each other all the time. Like when I talk to my brother, you know, I say, hey, what's up, old man? I'll beat you in a race, blah, blah, blah. You can't even run. You know, we talk to each other like that, but we know we're just joking. We don't get malicious about it. And the good thing about where I am now, where I work especially, people are used to me doing that to them, which it took some time for them to realize, oh, he's just joking. I don't like sarcastic humor. I just don't. Because, you know, the people just say off-color things and they think that's funny, and I don't really think that's funny. Yeah, let's keep watching. I had another thought, and it just slipped away. Let's keep watching.
Other nations tend not to do that, but it's a term of endearment when you say that to your friends, perhaps.
What would you say about Brits nowadays, modern Brits?
When I think of my mum and dad and my aunts and uncles, all who are dead, they were brilliant. You know, they knew what they were. They went to work. They came home. They looked after their family. I do think modern Brits do moan an awful lot. I don't think they have the same feelings as about family, especially, and social stuff that they did back in, you know, after the wars, because they came out of that and they rebuilt the whole country socially, especially, I think. And I think, you know, that's a lot to do with it. But I do think we are very socially minded and stuff like that. You know, you look down your nose. You know that program about I look down my nose at him because he's only this, and then someone else looks down at him. You know, we're very much like that. I do think we do that judging sort of thing.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes.
That's
right. Yeah, and I've got a bad neck as well. So what do you expect? That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we're kind of the modern day Brits are almost like the spoilt child or something.
Well, they are. Yes, they haven't had to work hard for anything, I don't think. I mean, obviously going to university, and that's so much easier than it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we have it handed to us almost. We are almost like a nanny state, I think.
So how would you describe this humour?
You see, no, what she said there is the same sentiment I'm hearing here. Absolutely the same sentiment I'm hearing here. I think that's more of a generational thing than a British thing or an American thing. It's more generational for the older generation to say, oh, you had it easy, you know, you're soft. It is because I hear it here, and I'm quite certain it's been said on the island.
Ruthless at times, ruthless and direct sometimes. Occasionally slightly dark as well, I think, sometimes, the British humour. It can be quite dark. Also, it can be sometimes overly respectful as well. You know, we don't want to hurt others' feelings being British, and we have that respect, I hope, for each other most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, I'd say.
Funny, because it's quite a contrasting thing you just said. Really.
Yeah, it's a contrast,
brutal, but we're
brutal.
Don't want to offend anyone.
I think with your friends, right, and your mates, you can have that brutality.
Yeah.
And you can be just on the edge, right, and be cutting. But I think with those you don't know, that kind of sense of, you know, humour being used to offset some of the things that aren't so great, you know, to offset that kind of atmospheric challenge you have from some people sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you hear it all the time, right? You hear it wherever you go, this British humour.
Yeah,
and small talk. We're very good at small talk in Britain. And all that time we use for small talk, I mean, goodness me, that's got to be years of our life, all of us, engaged in small talk about the weather and all kinds of other unimportant things which we are so obsessed with.
Insecure lager louts.
Insecure lager louts.
What does that mean? I'm gonna have to look that up.
And that's what people think of us, and that's what I also think we're all like.
Okay, so then you can tell me this.
I'm not a lager lout.
Oh, well, okay, but you're a Brit.
Yeah, but I used to be a lager lout.
Okay, so
Reformed.
Okay, so but then if this is a past version of yourself, then maybe there's a modern version of Brits that is different to this lager lout.
So, well, I suppose it's like every culture. We've all got our different. We're quite opinionated, aren't we? Don't you think we're quite opinionated?
Okay.
So, and we're quite judgmental. We are judgmental, which I don't, and I'm trying to work on that myself as a Brit.
Yeah.
That I don't like to be so judgmental, but we are.
Yeah.
But then I think that's just the rest of the world. I think all human beings are. So I have helped you here on this question about Brits? Not really. I've sort of gone worldwide.
Kind of loop back round. But what sets us aside? Is it just the beer drinking and the insecurity? Is that it?
We've just got that whole. I don't think our reputation's that great.
No.
No, I think we've got a little. Not to the rest of Europe. Say, I think we're the naughty bunch.
Right.
Yeah.
Our own little island.
Yeah, we're just naughty. So we've got a bit of a bad name for ourselves, but we're all right. We're doing all right.
Thanks for watching this week's episode.
British people naughty? I don't think the rest of the world look at British people as naughty per se. I know some people hear something like kind of naughty happen in Britain and they go, not the Brits, because they think they're proper, you know what I mean, and thing. But that was quite interesting to see what the Brits think of themselves. That definitely was, you know. Now, a lot of the things that were said could be attributed worldwide. Judgmental. Yeah, where I am, people are very judgmental. Don't do this. Don't do that. That's wrong. Look at what she's wearing. Look at what he's wearing. Look at his shoe. You know. His ideology just sucks. You know what I mean? So, you know, I guess that's a worldwide thing there. Definitely. Maybe not so much on the island now, but when I was growing up, man, people were judgmental. You know, you had to be prim and proper, boy. You know, you had to dress prim and proper. You know what I mean? So, I think judgmental is kind of a universal thing. But anyway, man, thank you all for watching this with me. I'll leave a link in the description to this video. Very good video here, and it says Easy Brit English, I think, is this channel. Yeah, go check them out. Give them a holler and thing. You know what I mean? And hope you guys enjoyed this. You all take care of each other, all right? Cool runnings.